Stripe just backed the multi-model gateway that 10 million plus developers use. Here's what that changes for your stack and for the entire AI infrastructure layer. We're also seeing Google and Apple pushing massive amounts of AI right onto your devices from phones to headphones, which means you'll need to design for it now or play catch up later. We'll unpack all of it and give you some concrete actions to take. No BS AI briefing, brought to you by Proactive AI. Welcome back. I'm your host, Vikash Sharma, and this is where builders get straightforward AI news without the fluff. Alright, let's dive into the big headlines that caught my eye this week. We're seeing some interesting shifts in both the AI infrastructure world and in the on device AI space, which for builders means both opportunities and some strategic decisions coming up. First up, a really significant announcement from the infrastructure side. OpenRouter is joining Stripe. Now, if you're building with AI models, you probably know OpenRouter. It's a multi-model AI gateway that serves over 10 million developers. It lets you tap into models from various labs through a single API, which is incredibly convenient. The announcement from OpenRouter stated that their product, mission, roadmap, and integrations are going to remain unchanged for now. But of course, the fact that a major payments and financial infrastructure company like Stripe is acquiring them signals a potential future alignment with billing and payments. For builders, this is a big deal. It consolidates a pretty critical layer in the AI stack. If you've been standardizing on a gateway like OpenRouter, this acquisition reduces some of the uncertainty about its long-term viability. And if you're building usage-based AI products, tighter billing integration with Stripe could actually lower your operational overhead for managing those payments. It really shows Stripe's deeper commitment to AI infrastructure, doesn't it? Something to watch closely. Next, let's talk about the consumer hardware side, because this is where a lot of the on-device AI action is happening. Google just launched its new Pixel 11 Pro Fold, and it's packed with embedded AI features. We're talking new capabilities like camera looks, magic capture, a creator suite, and proactive assistance, all built directly into Android 17 and available right at launch. This isn't just a few minor tweaks, it's Google showcasing at scale on-device multimodal AI features for both consumer creation and daily assistance. For you, the builder, this is huge. It means you're getting a high-volume platform to leverage sophisticated AI features without needing to host custom models in the cloud for every user interaction. And when you combine that foldable form factor with these advanced AI capabilities, it opens up entirely fresh user experience possibilities for content creation apps, productivity tools, and even new types of communication apps. Imagine what you could build there. And speaking of on-device AI, Apple isn't sitting still. We're hearing through the grapevine that macOS 26.7 release candidate references more than 10 unreleased Apple products. This isn't official, but the code mentions some incredibly interesting things like new AirPods that might include infrared cameras, suggesting something called visual intelligence. There's also talk of a foldable iPhone, a brand new smart home hub, and OLED MacBook and iPad mini displays. These aren't just minor updates, they're strong hints at a major push towards on-device multimodal hardware across Apple's entire product lineup. Why does this matter for builders like us? Well, it points to a future where significant AI workloads could shift from the cloud right onto the device. This has massive implications for latency, privacy, and cost. Developers should definitely start anticipating new sensors and SDKs, and they should be planning for highly performant on-device user experiences. Plus, all these multiple form factors, foldables, smart home hubs, advanced AirPods, are going to create entirely new app categories and opportunities for AI forward experiences. It's an exciting, if speculative, time to be thinking about Apple's ecosystem. Finally, staying with Apple, there are wild rumors that the Apple TV 4K will add a dedicated Siri AI feature in tvOS 27. Again, this is a rumor, so let's take it with a pinch of salt. But the expected specs are compelling. An A17 Pro class chip, 8GB of RAM, Wi-Fi 7, N1, and a system-level Siri AI app or function. If these rumors pan out, it positions the Apple TV as much more than just a media streamer. It could become a central living room conversational hub for both entertainment and smart home automation. With higher on-device compute power, it enables much more capable local AI interactions, which means better responsiveness and potentially enhanced privacy. For builders, this expands the platform surface for voice-first app models, bringing AI right into the heart of the home entertainment experience. Think about how your apps could leverage a truly intelligent, context aware AI in the living room. It's an interesting shift. Now, out of all those stories, the one that I think deserves a real deep dive today is the news that OpenRouter is joining Stripe. This isn't just another acquisition, it's a structural shift, the consolidation of a widely used multi-model gateway under a payments leader. And I think it's likely to affect how developers access, route, and ultimately monetize their AI usage. So, what exactly happened? OpenRouter built a very smart service that unified access to large language models and other AI models from various labs all through one single elegant interface. They made it easy for developers to switch models, manage keys, and handle billing without deep integrations with every single provider. This was incredibly valuable, especially for startups and indie hackers. The announcement from OpenRouter itself says that their product and roadmap remain unchanged for now. But we know how these things go, don't we? Acquisitions of this magnitude rarely leave things truly unchanged long term. Why does this matter right now? Well, for the market, it's a clear signal of consolidation in the critical AI infrastructure layer. Stripe isn't just buying a payments processing firm, they're buying a developer facing AI service. This means they're deeply embedding themselves into the AI value chain, moving beyond just handling the money to influencing how builders access and utilize AI models. From a product perspective, if you're using OpenRouter, you might see even tighter integration between your model usage and your billing. This could mean simpler dashboards, more unified analytics, and potentially less manual work for your finance and ops teams. And for us developers, the impact could be significant. It could streamline the entire process of managing model usage, paying for it, and even experimenting with different pricing strategies for our own AI powered products. Imagine less friction between your AI costs and your customer billing. That's a win. So, who really should care about this? I'd say almost everyone building in AI. Founders, if they need to understand the strategic stability this might bring to a crucial piece of their AI infrastructure. It could impact their unit economics if billing becomes more transparent or efficient. Product managers should be thinking about how this consolidation could enable new features, better pricing models, or simply reduce the operational friction in their products. For infrastructure engineers, this move could point towards greater standardization and potentially simpler deployments, meaning fewer bespoke integrations for different AI providers. And yes, even smaller indie hackers who rely on easy access to various models and cost management solutions will want to watch this closely, as it could make their lives either much simpler or introduce new considerations down the line. How would I think about this as a builder? I'd see it as both an opportunity and a potential risk. The opportunity is that a well resourced company like Stripe can bring incredible stability and integration capabilities to OpenRouter. This could lead to leaner operations for us, more predictable costs, and allow us to focus even more on our core product value rather than the plumbing. But the risk, it's centralization. We're now relying on a single very powerful provider for both our payments and a key part of our AI routing. What if Stripe decides to change OpenRouter's mission, its pricing structure, or its model access policies significantly in the future? That's a dependency that needs to be actively managed. As for what to ignore, I'd take the nothing changes message with a grain of salt. It's the standard acquisition PR. While things might not change get immediately, this is a strategic acquisition and subtle or not so subtle changes will come. Builders should be prepared for that underlying power shift. Think of it like a major cloud provider acquiring a popular database or messaging queue that many use. It creates a perceived stability, but also the potential for lock in or future shifts in that provider's overall strategy. My no BS take here is pretty straightforward. This isn't hype, this is a very real signal of increasing maturity and consolidation in the AI infrastructure space. It's about vertical integration for Stripe, and it positions them as a critical player, not just in how we get paid, but in how we get billed with AI. Builders should absolutely be prepared for eventual and perhaps subtle changes that could either benefit or complicate their existing AI stack. Be ready. If you want one practical takeaway from today's episode, especially in light of the OpenRouter acquisition and the growing complexity of the AI ecosystem, here it is. Take 30 minutes right now to map your current AI API surface and assess your operational overhead. Here's how to try it in under 60 minutes, and honestly, you might even do it faster. First, Grab a whiteboard or open a fresh doc and list every single AI model or API service you currently call in your product. Don't forget internal tools or even those small side projects that might evolve. Are you using OpenAI, Anthropic, Google Gemini, Stability AI? List them all out. Second, for each of those API calls, note down whether you're using a direct API integration, like openai.completion.create directly, or if you're routing through a gateway like OpenRouter or something similar. This helps you visualize your direct dependencies versus any abstraction layers you're already using. And third, document the crucial operational aspects for each. How do you manage the API keys for these services? What are your strategies for handling rate limits if you hit them? And critically, what's your current billing process for each of these AI services? If you are already using a gateway, specifically consider how its integration with a major payments platform like Stripe could streamline your current billing or cost tracking. Are there potential ops wins here you're not fully leveraging or that might be coming? Why is this specific experiment worth your time right now? Because the AI infrastructure landscape is still evolving rapidly. The OpenRouter acquisition is just one example of this. By mapping your API surface, you proactively plan for these shifts. You'll identify potential hidden costs, understand your current complexities, and spot opportunities for optimization, whether that's consolidating gateways, anticipating future billing improvements, or simply understanding your core dependencies better. It's about getting a clear picture of your AI stack today so you're prepared for whatever tomorrow brings. Don't wait until things break or become expensive to understand your own architecture. That's it for today's No BS AI briefing. If this helped, follow the show in your podcast app and share it with one builder you know. And if you've got questions or topics you want covered, connect with me on LinkedIn and send them over. See you in the next briefing.